Pushing through the pain, pushing through, breaking through, whatever it takes, what I gotta do. Giving my all, giving all that I got. Never will stop till I get to the top. To the top, ain't never gonna stop. To the top, ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me, go down in history. Every day I fight to be. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me, go down in history. Every day I fight to be legendary.
When heroes often save the day, it always often save the girl. But some girls are always your protocol, like these two. Call, the protocol for Beck aka Mighty Number 9. And Shield Knight, the partner in crime of Shovel Knight. I'm Jade Amazonic, and it's my job to analyze their stats, weapons, and abilities to find out who will determine their legendary mission. Go see Call vs. Coco to get a preview about Call. So this video is mainly going to be focusing on Shield Knight. Let's go! A long time ago, the adventurers roamed the land, known as Shield Knight and Shovel Knight. Together they were the stuff of legends, an unstoppable bond, and most likely a cute couple. That is until the Tower of Fate. Once inside, an amulet brought out a curse and knocked Shovel Knight out cold. And when he woke up, the Tower of Fate shield shut. But most importantly, Shield Knight was gone. But that's what he thinked. An evil woman called the Enchantress roamed the lands along with her 8 knights called the Order of No Quarter. It's still funny. So Shovel Knight wants to dig in to save the land that I don't know, and finally find out what happened to Shield Knight. But let's just go back a few steps. Remember the Enchantress that I just after? Yeah. Turns out that Shield Knight is the Enchantress. That's what the curse was all about. And let's go back to the curse again. So an amulet brought out a curse and knocked Shovel Knight out cold. But once he was knocked out, it cursed Shield Knight with a new body called the Enchantress. Okay, so yeah, now we know the big secret of, the cursed amulet. But let's go back to, let's go back to when they were not so separate. Let's go to where everything was peaceful, but usually more dramatic. So yeah, Shield Knight and Shovel Knight roamed the lands, and together they were an unstoppable bond. And so Shield Knight actually was more skilled one than Shovel Knight. I mean, they experienced a lot. I really don't know how old they are. I think in their 30s, I'd say Shovel Knight's in his 30s, while Shield Knight may be in her late 20s. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But still, Shield Knight is actually more powerful than you think, than a damsel in distress. She can throw her shield like a boomerang, and it can come back to her like a boomerang. Even without her shield, she can punch you so hard that you shatter like out in thin air. She can also dodge with her shield, yes, but not to say that it's a lame projectile. She can easily deflect projectiles, and she can also charge at you like a charge attack. And also, remember in Captain America, no, sorry, not the Captain America movies. Do you remember in the Avengers Infinity War where Captain America got his shield broken? Well, Shield Knight's actually more stronger than Captain America's shield. Well, mainly if you try to break it, it can always if you try to break it, then it's always never gonna break. Like, it's unbreakable. It's like an unbreakable shield. And plus, even without his shield, she is not useless. She is fairly skilled in hand-to-hand combat, and is easily strong. I wouldn't consider her as a tomboy, but she is physically stronger than Shovel Knight. Even then, she can boost him up. Although like a Shield Knight may be heavier than Shovel Knight, I think. I don't know, but Shield Knight can easily scale to Shovel Knight, which Shovel Knight can defeat the Enchantress, which is Shield Knight. And yes, they have fought, if you're wondering. So the Enchantress is Shield Knight, so it's true that they have fought. Jesus. And also, Shield Knight can also scale to all the knights in the Order of No Quarter. King Knight, for example. King Knight was even able to destroy entrance doors to castles, like we see in the Pridemore and stuff like that. Well, you get what I'm saying. And also, Shield Knight can scale to the Wandering Travelers, such as Phantom Striker, which can be fast as lightning. Literally. Which you've forgotten is 220 million miles per hour. That is insanely fast. But even though she is tough, she does have some pretty fatal limits. Well, mainly, it's kind of her, generosity. Yeah, she can possibly be too kind for her own good. And putting your life above others is actually kind of a big risk. And she almost died by risking her life for Shovel Knight just to save him. And also, she did have to use a little help. And plus, she was weakened after that, so it's possible that her strength is not physically stronger than we thought. But still, no matter what, Shield Knight will still remain the best partner in crime that Shovel Knight had. Alright, catch your votes in, people, because it's time to see who will determine their legendary mission. Let's settle this. Bye. Okay. Really? That's it? I was expecting more. Seriously? Well, you're right. It is better than nothing. Thanks, Bob. Well, anyways, I know you guys are probably mad at me right now, but hear me out. While Call and Shield Knight were able to defeat enemies beyond their level, when it comes to bigger robots and bigger magic, it would be sophisticated that I don't know. It would be sophisticated that Shield Knight actually handled more, and also, in the first place, like Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. Like we actually see her do more. Like we actually see her do more stuff than Call ever did, since she's just a protocol. Yeah. But even though she has been through more, it doesn't mean she's been through big. Well, now that I realize that by saying that, you guys are probably more frustrated at me. But hear me out. So Call actually has beaten enemies beyond the Shield Knight's enemies. I know you guys are going to be saying, Shield Knight has defeated the Mirror of Fate. Literally, possibly that no one can ever do. Wrong. In fact, it's very possible, because there are other characters like Shovel Knight, Black Knight, Polo Knight, Mona, Reese, Dark Reese, and even the Pride, and even like Golden Armor, and also the Liquid Samurai. There's also Plog Knight, there's also Spectre Knight, there's also King Knight, there's also Polo Knight, there's also Treasure Knight, there's also Mole Knight, and then there's also, yes, you guessed it, Tinker Knight and Propeller Knight. Everybody can defeat the Mirror of Fates. So, yeah. So let's just assume that she didn't defeat the Mirror of Fate all alone. So, Kyle, on the other hand, has actually defeated smaller enemies, but on her own. She has defeated K9, which is a giant robot doggy. I'm talking one sick puppy. Which is actually strong enough to rip through, like, actual building walls. And strong enough to rip through actual buildings. Not to mention that, what if we have a battle between K9 and also the ground digger? That'd be awesome. I'm thinking about that. But anyways, let's focus on this. Now let's talk about speed. Now, speed, I would have to give both of them a point, because like Ray versus Spectre Knight, both of these guys can skill to Phantom Striker and Dynatron, which both of their reaction speed is mainly 220 miles per hour, which is the third of the speed of light. So, yeah, it's obvious that speed goes to both characters, while the strength advantage goes to Call, because she faces bigger enemies. But now let's go on to durability. Now, both of these guys do have a both of these girls do have a soft spot on their own. But may you recall that mainly robots could be more stronger and more tougher than men? We could say that. Actually, we can say that, because there are some few robots that are physically stronger than men, and I think we could say the same thing for Ray, Beck, and most importantly, Call. Yes, even though she is like a robot that doesn't do capable of doing crap, but Shield Knight has handled bigger enemies, but Call has faced some more tougher enemies, like stronger enemies. So bigger couldn't possibly mean strong. Like, take a look at Bass, for example. He's so big, he looks so big and tough, but he's not that strong. We could say the same thing for Dr. Eggman. He's so big, but he's not strong. Well, yeah, there are some people that that literally mistake for themselves. Like, they mistake big with strong. So, yeah. Well, Shield Knight has faced bigger enemies, but are they really strong than the enemies that Call took a hit from? No, they're not. Because, literally, how are you going to compare Shield Knight's enemies who aren't that strong to Call's enemies who are physically stronger than men? So, yeah. So, let's see. Both of them had speed. Okay, let's see. Both of them had speed, Call stronger, and durable. But who is physically smarter? Pointly, I would have to give that one to Call, because she's a protogod. Robots. Come on, guys, it's obvious. So yeah, both of them had speed. They both had the guts. They're both soft. But Call was physically stronger, smarter, and you can say possibly more durable. So, you can hate me all you want, but you gotta admit, you can call this a close one. I'm good. Our winner is Call.